Why are you not getting excited about it? There is no sound. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope that you're good, guys, where you are, and I hope as well that the blessings of the Lord are upon your life on this day that you're listening to this message, right? Like I always say, on my side, it's always a beautiful day, guys. It's always a beautiful day. Today it's not hot for the first time. Usually I record and the sun is usually out, but today it's a bit cloudy, it's a bit windy, but we thank God for that, We thank God for that. Now, today our topic of discussion says that the power of sound, the power of frequency, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. The power of frequency. What is the power of the mind? What is the power of frequency or power of sound on the mind? Right? What is the power of sound on the mind? Does sound have any effect on the mind? Or actually sound is just sound? Right? Does sound have an effect on the mind? Or sound is just sound, and it's just like there's no sound. When there's sound, there's no effect. And when there's sound, there is an effect. What is the effect of sound? Or what is the effect of frequency on the mind? That is what we're going to be talking about today, guys. So tune in, fasten your seatbelts, and let's go on this journey together, right? Now, I don't want you to lose me at any given point. So if you don't understand something that I would have said, make sure that you play back and then you replay it until you are able to understand it, right? For this message, guys, I don't want you to just listen to it and then it comes in the other ear and goes out. The sound comes in from the other ear and goes out to the other ear. The frequency. Guys, but anyway, today we're going to be talking about the power of sound and the power of frequency, right? Now, the first thing that we're going to look at, we're going to start with mild things, right? We're going to start with mild things. We're not going to just dive deep into it. I'm not just going to throw you into the deep end, but you're just going to start with mild things, right? So the first one, we're going to look at radio channels, like radio channels, like radio stations. Do you know that every radio station operates on its own frequency, right? Every radio station operates on its own different frequency. If you tune into, I don't know, let's say from the top of my head, let's just say 94.7. If you tune into 94.7, you hear a different sound, guys. If you tune into 99.2, you hear a different sound. Each radio station has its own sound, has its own frequency. And that is what we're going to be talking about today, guys. Each radio station has its own sound and each radio station has its own frequency. Now remember, we said this is just mild stuff, so don't lose me just yet. So the reason why all of this have different sounds and different frequencies, this is because this is to attract different people and to attract different listeners, right? So if per se you are listening to 94.7 and you don't like the frequency and you don't like the sound that you're getting from 94.7, what you can easily do is to do what? Is to change. What do you change? You change the radio station. In other words, you change frequency, right? And you tune into the frequency that is going to broadcast the sound that you want to hear. Right? Yes. So in other words, if you don't like what's happening on 94.7, you tune in to 99.9. If you don't like what's happening on 99.9, you tune in to a different channel as well, because you are changing to suit the sound that you want to hear. So now the point I want to bring to you guys, just to start off, just to make it easy for us to understand, the point I want to bring you today is that with this example that I've just given you, the point I want to bring across to you is that your mind is just like the radio station. Your mind is just like the frequency, right? Your mind is just like the frequency. If you don't like the sound that you are getting, or if you don't like the results that you are getting from a certain frequency, you can change it, right? If you don't like the certain sound that is coming from the frequency, which is your mind, right? If you don't like the certain sound that is coming from your mind, you can change that, because you have the power to change from frequency to frequency. You have the power to change from radio channel to another radio channel. This is just like how your mind operates, guys. Your mind operates on frequency, right? Your mind operates on that. So if just take it as if your mind is a radio station. Your mind is a radio station that is going to emit a sound that is being broadcasted on that certain channel. So if you don't like the sound that is coming, so let's say for example you don't like the sound that is coming from your channel, you can change that. You can change that by simply changing the radio station. Now I'm not saying you change the radio station by changing your mind, and you borrow your mind to someone else, or you take someone else's mind and you put it inside your own mind. No, guys, you don't do that. But in other words, you do it by changing the way you think. In other words, what you used to do before, the things that you used to listen to, the things that you used to watch, the content that you used to consume in your own spare time or in your life, you start changing that and start listening to the content that you want to be part of your frequency. Let's say I listen to music, right? There's different types of music. There's hip hop, there's R&B, there's gospel, there's all these different kinds of music, right? Let's say, for example, and you know for that if you listen to hip hop, certain activities follow. If you listen to gospel, certain activities follow. Why? Because this is sound that is transmitting into your frequency, and it's setting a bar of how you should operate in your life. Now, as I was saying, the power of sound and the power of frequency. So with that example, the main point I want you to get from there is that you can change your frequency. Just like how you change the radio station, you can also change the way your mind operates by changing your frequency, changing the way that changing the things that you consume, changing the frequency, changing the sound that you intake into your own body. That's how you can change your frequency, guys. You change your frequency by changing your habits, changing the way that you listen, the music that you listen to, contents that you consume, books that you read. This sets a frequency, right? This sets a frequency that you then operate on. So if you want to think in abundance, read books about abundance. Do you get it? If you want to think money-wise, read books that are money-wise. Because if, as the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So as a man consumes, so is he. If you don't like what's happening in 99.2, you change. Because that's not what you want to become. That's not the thing. That's not the sound that you want to be listening to and consuming. So this is the same thing that applies to your mind, guys. Now, moving on. Second example that I want to bring across. Right? Some people might say, but sound is just sound. You know, sound is just sound. There's nothing wrong with sound. You can listen to anything. You know, it doesn't affect you in any way. Now, if you're looking at, let me just pop on your screen now, this image that is coming up on your screen. As you can see, guys, this car, for those that like the spinning of cars and all of that and drifting, you would appreciate the skill, right? But one thing that is actually fascinating about all of this is that it is not the drifting of the car that excites people. I've come to realize that it is not the drifting of the car that excites people, because now there's no sound. You're just appreciating the skill that is happening there, right? You're just appreciating the skill, but you're not getting excited about it. Why are you not getting excited about it? There is no sound, right? There is no sound. So now this thought then hits me. So I thought to myself, so if without sound, I'm just able to appreciate the skill. But when there's sound, people get excited. And people start to whistle, people start to jump when the car is busy spinning and making that sound and revving and all of that. But when there's no sound, you didn't get excited, did you? You didn't get excited. But the moment that there is sound, that's when you start getting excited and you start to enjoy the skill and everything that is happening. This is the power of sound, guys. This is the power of sound, right? For without sound, you just appreciate the skill. You just appreciate that, okay, the car is drifting. As a matter of fact, you might not even get excited about it. You might not even appreciate anything. You might just be like, okay, what's going on? The car is drifting. Okay, and then what? And then you move on, right? But when there is sound, when there is sound and the car is doing all that noise and all that spinning and all of that, you get excited. Why? Because now there is a frequency. Now there is sound that is being emitted into your mind. And that sound that is coming there is a sound of excitement. That's why you end up getting excited. Not because the car is spinning. You're getting excited because there is sound which is causing you to be excited. Do you get it, guys? The power of sound. Do you get it, guys? The power of sound. You're getting excited because there is sound, not because of the car that's drifting. That's the point I want you to get, guys. The power of sound. Now, I want you to think about this. So if you get excited by sound and not the skill, how powerful is sound? How powerful is sound? Imagine if an ambulance had no siren. People were not going to be moved when the ambulance is moving, or if it had a happy siren. But the reason why people, when they see an ambulance, right, and they see an ambulance and it's making that sound of an ambulance that it is emitting, the reason why people are able to move across and know that this is an emergency, it is because of that sound. And people know that sound is powerful. So today, just to close off our video, guys, as you've realized the power of sound. Sound is so powerful, guys. The point I wanted to bring across to you, so that I don't blab and I don't rabble and I don't just keep on talking. The point I wanted to bring across to you is that start being conscious of the sound that you're allowing to come in through your ears, right? For some sound excites. Some sound is dangerous. Some sound can bring you good things into your life. What sound are you allowing to come into your life, right? For even my voice is sound. Guys, it doesn't just apply to music. Even my voice right now, this is sound that is coming into your ears, and it can either cause you to be excited, or it can cause you to think. This is the power of sound, guys. So guys, I just want you to ask yourself this question today. What sound are you allowing to come into your mind? Start looking at the things that you are allowing to come into your mind, right? This goes from the music. Ask yourself, with the music that you are listening to, ask yourself, is this going to build me, or this is not going to build me? Listen to the lyrics of that sound. Listen to the lyrics of that song and ask yourself, what message am I saying to myself? What sound am I directing into my own mind? Am I going to be able to live a happy and prosperous life with this sound that I'm allowing to come into my space? Guys, this is the end of our message for today. The power of sound. The power of sound. Guys, just a close off. Do you even know that the sound that the car makes, that sound causes a distortion in your mind? Okay, guys, I think we should end the video here so that I don't confuse you. But anyway, that's the end of our episode for today. Until next time, take care. Remember, guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your family, share with everyone else, and let us grow the channel to be bigger and bigger and bigger. May you have a good day.